Clap your hands together for Abongile.
One, two. Is that okay? Can you guys hear me? Just gonna do one little pisanya. So, if you could just listen. Yeah, that's all. She was the main reason for the gatherings, yet she wasn't allowed to talk. Traditionally, children and women had no say in such matters except to show obedience. In this case, she was to be a transaction because in exchange for her, her home would now have plenty of livestock. Behind the door, there hanging a shambok, ready to kiss her skin, leaving a trail of hickeys on his path should she show any signs of defiance. She never loved him. It was forced unto her to love him. A force she was to live the rest of her life with, because on love she will forever be a tree off season, never in season, for there will be extreme consequences the minute she leaves. He was really old. She was expected to do as she told, unaware that his true colors were yet to unfold and that this situation literally puts all of her dreams and wishes on hold. The wedding ceremony was held. She was there physically but her mind elsewhere, trapped in solitary confinement, imprisoned by the laws of tradition with her parents as guards denying her of her freedom. She was dazzling with a smile, yet screaming on the inside. Nobody could hear how, at that moment, she wished for her breath to immediately subside. Within, a disaster was beginning to manifest. I can still sense traces of a hurricane in her breathing. A friction from her intestines led to a heartquake that ripped her apart, leaving her with nothing but a chasm. Everyone at the ceremony was rejoicing, celebrating. Isn't that what we blacks are all good at? Celebrating each other's pain and misery, yet wouldn't say a word when one does something positive. Isn't it why we enjoy burying our friends and loved ones more than we show love and support while they're still breathing? How we manage to afford expensive materials to attend such gatherings, for we, with our egos on the wheel, for we are too materialistic driven. The crying, the smiling is all a front for surveillance. Look at all the materials flooding the space. That's the only way for you to see our true colors being materialized. Anyway, her home was no longer home for her. Her husband's mud house never felt like home either. Nobody came to see how she was doing after, because the parties involved both received what they were after. He started showing signs of being captain, for he was very commanding. She needn't be too demanding, ordered around with such aggressiveness, because to him she was nothing more than a purchase. His true colors finally manifested, but it seemed everyone around was color blind. Vincent van Gogh, the way he painted her with bruises, yet nobody seemed to mind. On bed, he took it by force. I doubt he ever did it out of love. A ladies' man who came home late from his infidelities and would demand sex without a glove. I guess that is how I came to be. A consequence. Maybe that's the reason why it's so hard for anybody to truly love me. But how can anyone truly love me when I find it so difficult to even love myself? Because even though I'm surrounded by you guys, I still feel as though I'm by myself. I am no different from a child of rape, for I wasn't conceived out of love but force. I exist because force initiated the cause and she never had a choice. Nor did the initiator feel any remorse for his actions, which clearly reveals that she never had a voice. You look like your father, she says. What's strange is how looking at me takes her for a trip back in time to relieve such pain and misery as though I were a time stone. How seeing pain and despair lurking in the depths of her smile makes me want to travel to Eastern Cape and ask him these questions over his tombstones. I am a consequence of forced love, forced marriage, all in the name of tradition. The word tradition has been misused. Through it, a lot of women have been bruised, have been used, some with black marks on their skins, but they ended up being bruised by the same men who felt no remorse for their actions, which rather left them enthused. Consequence.